I don't have some magic spiritual gift that you guys don't all have. That's not the case. The truth is, you guys can all do what I do. I'm literally just a normal guy who does construction work. I'm not some guru spiritual guy who like meditates every night and has to do years and years of like kumbaya to make sure that I can get these messages from spirit.
Because there's something about passing out
Jewelry. Yeah, I know exactly what that is. Yeah.
Does that mean that the closer I get to the event, that the fear's not there? Hell no.
Spot on. Like, he's the real deal.
Because I have to have enough ego to get up here in front of all of you. I have to have enough ego to want to do this kind of work.
But all those things came through, and he was just like, boom, 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 you know.
But the minute I let my ego go too far and it gets too big and I start taking credit for this work, then spirit takes this away from me. All of a sudden the messages aren't accurate. All of a sudden I can't do this work. All of a sudden I'm not good enough. I have to keep my ego the right size. I have to keep it middle size. I call it medium-sized ego. Ooh, I'm over here. Ooh, can I come to you? Did you know I was going to come to you? I did too. Oh, I just got strong feelings. I mean, just chills all over when I come.
Crying.
Yeah, good. I haven't even started yet. All right. I had a male figure that stands right next to you. So I got a male figure to your side. So to the side would be like husband or brother. You have a husband or brother who's passed? Is that husband?
Brother.
Brother? Okay. Again, I only know who because like where they put their energy next to her. So they stood right next to her. So next to her is like same age, but again, it's just a feeling, right? So that's kind of how I tell. That can be wrong because a dad who was like real close to you and a friend can stand in that spot, and that's the way they want me to know. They want me to know like they were your friend. So your brother's just like going, I'm getting good at this. So that makes me feel like he's done this before with you, or like you've gotten like he's been coming through or something, because he makes me feel like he's getting good at it. I also get my symbol as of a light switch flickering. So that means that he's been doing something to get your attention, or trying to get your attention. Light switch means lights, radio song, something to do like that. Does that make any sense to you? It's okay. Say no if it's a no.
I mean, possible that I'm not paying attention.
It's okay. If you don't know yet, I'm telling you what he's saying. He's trying to get your attention. Sometimes it takes somebody to tell you that before you'll get it.
Right.
Maybe I'm just wrong. You know, that's maybe I'm wrong. So don't ever tell a psychic or a medium yes when it's not yes, because it makes it even harder. Okay.
Well, but no, not that I've paid attention
Okay,
to.
that's fine. That's fine. That's okay. He keeps doing it, just so you know. Like I know now, like when he shows it to me again, that he's like really adamant about it, and he's kind of laughing. Like, was he a jokester with you when he was younger?
He used to like to scare the crap out of me.
Perfect.
He was older than me, so he liked to scare me.
So yeah, so again, this is where it goes like a feeling. Like he's showing me the light switch, and then he laughs about it, and he's like, I get this feeling like he would have joked around and messed with you, and you're almost like, don't mess with me, don't mess with me. He's gonna do it anyway, just so you know. Was this passing kind of, was it a tragic passing? Would you say it was tragic? Okay.
He was young.
Okay. Because they called it tragic. Again, he takes some responsibility for it too. So that can mean a lot of things, but he's like, he points at himself and he's like, yeah, it's kind of my fault. You understand?
Yeah.
Now, that can sometimes mean like they took their own life, or it could just mean like they put themselves in a situation, or they, somehow this feels more like he put himself in a situation, or he was, doing something that caused his own passing, right? Mm-hmm. Again. And I don't feel like he was very good at taking responsibility for things. So this is like, because he's making me feel like this is the first time I've taken responsibility for something. You understand that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, yeah. Good. That's what he says. Like, this is the first thing I took responsibility for, and I'm gone. So do you understand?
Yes. So.
He was very troubled. Very troubled. He's given me my symbol for either drugs and alcohol. Yeah. and mental illness. So I wanted to say either or, but he's like, no, both. You understand that? Yeah. So he pointed to me. He's like, yeah, I'm like you. So again, did he try getting sober before? You ever try? Do you know?
He went for a time when he didn't do drugs, but he never went off alcohol.
Okay. Was his father figure also alcoholic? Okay, because he pointed at me and he said, I'm like you. And if you say he didn't go through recovery, then that's not what he meant. He was saying, no, I'm like you. My father was also. Okay, was there? So he's shuffling cards. So cards can be a lot of different things for me. I don't know what it means, but he's like flinging cards out. So I don't know if it's a gambling reference or something. But there's something about he's dealing dealing cards. Okay.
Not that I know of. But
Okay. Let me just say this the way it came out. Now, like he's showing me like dealing cards. So again, I'm gonna leave that alone. I don't know what that means, but all right. Well, I want to thank you guys for coming in.
Yeah, so it wasn't exactly who I expected. I expected it to be somebody else. But it made a lot of sense because my brother and I weren't talking when he passed away unexpectedly, and he did have a lot to do with what happened. I was like really emotional when he first came up, but I kept locking eyes with him, and so that's why he said something like, you expected this to act, kind of you did. But yeah, so it was great. He hit my brother dead on. He was like saying a lot of stuff that was really accurate to my brother, and yeah, it was just a great experience. So,
Would you get a one-on-one reading with Jared if need be in the future?
yeah, probably it'd be really interesting to see because I had certain symbols I was looking for, and just to see if there were less people, if he would come up with that symbol that I was looking for.
So, thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming back for a follow-up reading. Can you give me a little bit of detail of the reading you had at the gallery in Reading?
My brother came through, and he was talking about a light switch.
Aww. Has he been flicking it?
No, it's related to when I was a kid. My brother used to torment me with light switches. So that's how I kind of got lost in the reading because I was trying to go with the flickering lights.
Right.
But that's not what it was. My brother used to soak his hand in cold water. He had me afraid of the dark, so he'd soak his hand in cold water. And when I'd turn the light switch, he'd grab me. And so he kept saying he was flipping the light switch and laughing.
That was your brother.
And when I walked away, I was like, oh, yeah, okay.
I don't remember your reading at all right now. I can't remember any of it. So I'm going to probably repeat some of it maybe, if not. But again, not a problem. But still, yes or no answers, at least in the beginning, okay? And then I always tell everybody that I'm an empath. And so all this information that I'm getting, I'm feeling it. And again, I said all, but I don't mean all. Most of the way I get my information is feel. And so then I'm taking a feeling and somehow trying to take a feeling and then passing that on to you. But I feel like you would understand that because when I said empath, I felt you kind of open up as an empath also. So you're also an empath. Do you understand that? Okay.
Yes.
And then what's the relationship here? Are you a daughter? Okay. Because when I said that about her being an empath, I also feel you're an empath. So yeah, it's okay. But
we're very similar.
But I do feel that. So, and again, I felt that mother-daughter. As soon as I said that, that's where I got the connection. Do you have another daughter? Because I felt like there was more than that. Is there three? How many children do you have?
5.
Okay. So is there like 3 girls then and 2 boys? Because I accidentally said 3. So another way this works for me is when you hear me say I didn't mean to say something, or I accidentally said something, or I didn't mean to say that, what I mean is spirit said it. Okay. So I want to take the 3, and then I want to take the 2, and then I want to split the 2 in half also. So that means that I want to take the 2 boys and split them up too somehow. So I want to say that I can separate them really easily. So I don't know. Sometimes that's like age. Sometimes that's like a different father. I don't know what it is, but it's like it's really easy to split those 2 also. Do you have one that's like really young compared to the rest?
It's really old. I have one at the opposite.
Okay, that'll work for me. If you have one that's like really old, or that'll work.
Compared to the rest,
okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So like one, the age is just like way off. Okay. And is that a boy? Okay. So yeah, that's where I was at.
So then those two boys are really far apart in age. You understand? So I take those two boys and I say like one's really young and one's really old. So again, I may have read it wrong. I may have totally said it wrong, but I felt that the feeling was still spirit was right. I was wrong, right? Okay. And then I just heard brother. So are you the one who had a brother who came through? Okay. So now I remember something. So again, I heard it and then I remembered this felt familiar and he feels familiar. So now I'm making sure I tell you what I am remembering. So you're not like, oh, you're getting something. Okay, I remember now. Brother, you have a brother that comes through, right? That's not a father figure, correct? Older male?
Yeah.
It's either grandpa or father figure. It's on dad's side of the family. So
Yeah. They've both passed.
Okay. But one of them feels close to you and one of them stands back. So I get a feeling of separation from one and one of them feels closer. They both feel like they've been gone for quite some time though. So I did feel distance on both of those males. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. He's also got the female. So there's a female with them too. So I wanted to say mom. So his mom passed for you? Yeah. So again, it was trying to come out of my mouth. I try not to just jump right in and guess who it is, but the guy wanted to say mom. She's like, I got mom with me. Mom's here too. Mom's here too. Now a lot of sickness here. So again, did mom get ill before she passed? Did she have like cancer or something terminal like that? That was like
cirrhosis.
Okay. Yeah. And again, I didn't just get one. I feel like there was multiple of something or multiple sicknesses. That you heard what I said was there's lots of sickness here or something. Right. I don't know how I said it, but that's what came out of my mouth. So they're like sickness. They're like it's all around you. It's been all around you your whole life. That's what I feel like. It's been all around you. And again, all around you though. I don't feel it on you. Just so you know, I don't feel it on you. So that's a good thing. That's not to say you haven't had battles. That's what they said. You haven't had battles, but you've missed the gauntlet or you've missed the axe or something like that. Do you understand? Like you've avoided the axe. Have you had something and had it removed or because now I just felt like they wanted to say removed. So you've had cancer and had it removed. You're in remission. Okay. And I only got that because they used the word axe. And I'm like, why would you use the word axe? And they literally showed me like hacking something out. I know that's awful, but that's how I got there. Did you have like 2 lumps removed?
I had a bilateral mastectomy.
Okay. Does that mean both sides? Okay. Sorry, I don't know anything about
That's okay.
One of our close friends we just found out has aggressive breast cancer. Is going to have that done. So again, I tell you that only because now I'm mixing it with my own thoughts, my own stuff. See, and you have to be very careful when you do that because so I make it very clear what's going on. So and I also it also emotionally hits me now. Like before that, I was emotionally detached. Like I can read people and not feel all that. But the minute it's something close to me, like if it's a daddy issue that I have, like I'm bawling here. I'm like, oh my god, like so again, that's just how this works. And that's the empath part, right? Are you coming up on like there's a time that you're coming up on with this, or there's some kind of anniversary coming up with this? Like it's almost been the 3 years they told you needed to, recheck this, or there's something about there's a time that they want to talk about associated with this. Does that make any sense to you?
I'm 10 years since I've
been free?
Yeah.
Okay. And then there's something about that, there's fear behind that then of like after 10 years it could come back, or there's got to be something about that, like the 10-year mark, or there's something they talk about with 10 years. There's got to be something that you're like got going on.
I'm having some other concerns at the moment.
Okay. And you're concerned that's okay. And she doesn't know about it?
She kind of knows about it.
Okay.
We all know a little bit.
I don't know.
Sorry, the way you looked at her, I was like, okay, am I? Sorry.
I don't know if she knows my concerns, my worries.
No. Of course not. Nobody knows that unless they're in that position. So no, she does not know. Nobody does. Like nobody, unless they're in it, knows it. So she does not know that. But they're bringing this up, so it's an issue. It's something you're worried about. I'm not telling you it because they're saying this is happening. I'm only getting it because it's a concern that you have. There's a difference. So I'm just very clear. Like I'm not telling you, hey, go, like that's not anything I've gotten yet. It's not been like that. So, and I will tell you if it is, trust me.
Right.
Your brother's like fighting it off for you. It's almost like he's standing next to you fighting it off. Now, were you guys not getting along for a while, or is there something why he would show me like you're not sure that he'd be fighting for you? Because he says you wouldn't believe him, like, or you wouldn't know that he'd be fighting for you.
He was the last person I expected through.
Okay, that's what he just said. He's like, she doesn't believe you that she doesn't believe that I would be fighting for her, but I'm sitting here fighting for her. That's what he said. So again, that's just great evidence that, because I wouldn't know that. Was he a drinker or just grumpy? Okay. He's laughing too. And was he a hermit, or did he like isolate? Because he just called himself a hermit. He's all, we could be here all night. Like, I got a bunch. He's like, I could do this all night. He's telling of himself, but he's like saying, I could do this all night because I was, like all the problems that he had. Do you have military in your family?
My dad was in the military.
Okay, that would be, which is also your brother's dad, right? Because he's the one who's showing me like, and so when they say it like in the family, when I get it like that, it's usually they want to show me like a way of being brought up, right? Like a militant way, like of being brought up.
I think he and all of his brothers were in the service.
How many brothers were there? Was there a lot?
My dad was one of 11 kids. There were 5 boys. He's in there with 5 boys.
Yeah. So I ask questions and then they answer numbers on my hands usually before I get the answer. That's how I do it. You married? You've broken up with husband? He's still alive though, correct? Because I don't feel him here, but I do see like the split. Has that been a while?
4 years.
Oh, that's not a while. Okay. So then that tells me that you guys were done a long time ago and you let that go way too far.
I've had 2 relationships. The first one was a long time ago.
Okay.
The second one was recently.
Okay. So do you understand what I'm saying though?
Yes and no. I do for the first one, not the second one.
Okay. So you let that go way longer than you should have, that relationship, even though it was over?
The second one?
The first one.
The first one, yes.
Okay.
The first one, yes.
Okay.
And the people on the other side would know that.
Okay. Got it.
They were there.
Yeah. Oh, they were there, all right. But again, that was a way of life that we were taught. Like it's not like, that's not even your fault. Do you understand? That's what they said. Like, that's what we taught you. Like, that's what we taught you to do was you just don't leave, you stay, you don't speak, you don't tell anybody. So again, now I'm getting this feeling of you didn't tell, like there was stuff going on and you didn't, let it go or whatever. So that's the feeling. I'm getting conflicting feelings with it. So I'm getting like, it feels like it was just yesterday, but then I'm also getting like, it's fine. So that's conflicting for me. Usually I get one or the other. So I don't know why you've got both of those going on, but you do. Do you understand that? Okay. So it's like part of you is accepting of it, like it's a good thing. And then the other part of you is like still hurt. And so you're obviously fluctuating back and forth maybe from that. And so, so I don't know what you can do with that information other than just know it, but just know like you're, it's constantly a battle. And So other than the cancer that you've beaten, is there another thing you've beaten like that?
I had a heart attack
Okay, because I got another thing that they're like that you've.
a year after I had cancer treatment. I had a heart attack.
You're still working?
Mhm.
Like forever?
I always joke that I can retire 2 weeks after I die.
That's what it feels like. When they say it like that, like you got to work forever. That's what the feeling like.
Mhm.
Like there's no retirement plan. You don't get to retire. You're just gonna work until you die.
Mhm.
Yeah. Was the dream always to travel though? Is there some kind of travel dream for you?
Yeah.
Because when I get that, I get this like you're missing out on the dream, now you're missing out on the travel, and it's like because of this relationship and this relationship now, it's like, oh, I can't do that. But that's not. It's never been about anybody but you.
Right.
It's always been your dream. So don't write that off. Okay.
Right.
Don't write that dream off because that's still something you need to do.
Okay. Sedona, Arizona.
Perfect. Yeah. Yes.
No, Scotland.
That's when you said,
Yeah.
like, yep, I know.
Scotland and Ireland are
That
the places out of the country I want to go.
Yeah.
That's the one everybody always talked about.
Right. So what is your profession?
I'm a marriage and family therapist.
I'm sorry.
That's where I use the empath stuff.
Yes. Yeah, you do. You use it to cut through bullshit. That's what I just heard. So
Okay.
that's what I heard. So I know you wouldn't use that terminology, but somebody else would. Oh, she would? Okay. All right. Cut through bullshit. So it's like you know, oh, you're saying this, but you don't, but that's not what I feel. Like, you understand?
Mhm.
Are you just tired of it though? You still like
It's
it?
new.
Oh, it is?
I'm tired of where I'm at.
Okay. Because there's definitely a I'm tired of it feeling. No, this is more than that. There's something about you feeling tired. So this isn't just work. This is more physical. So are you struggling with like getting tired real easy? Okay. Yeah. They corrected me. They're like, no, this is you being tired. Like you're being drained. So you I don't know, physically you're being drained. So there's like you're that's what it feels like. It feels like draining. Do you have like a new medical condition, something going on too?
Yeah.
Okay. Because they also show me like another medical something going on. So what is that?
I was just diagnosed with diabetes, but I'm having a colonoscopy on Wednesday
Okay.
because there's been something going on for almost a year now.
Okay. Well, I don't get any real sinking feelings when you said colonoscopy, so that's good.
Yeah.
Like if
I don't either.
I don't feel like, oh, like, but when with the diabetes, I did feel like, yeah, this is where they're talking about. This is where the tired, this is where that energy level thing that felt like what they were talking about.
Okay.
Mom have some kind of cancer also, or some kind of, did she have some?
She had diabetes.
She had the diabetes? Okay. Because she had something also.
Yeah. Is my sister with him?
Do you have more than one sister?
Just one.
How did she die a long time ago? She's more recent? He's the one who died a long time ago? Okay. Because I feel a big gap between their deaths. So brother and sister, big gap.
Mm-hmm.
Did she have lighter hair or darker hair? Okay.
Yeah, probably darker. Naturally darker.
But did she dye it or something? Because I couldn't tell. So.
Yeah, it goes back and forth.
Okay. So that's weird. Because I couldn't commit to one, which is odd. Because I would never like ask both those questions.
Right.
So it had to mean something. Because otherwise I could be like, did she have? And mention all the colors hair, and I'd be right. So I don't normally do that. So it was interesting that I said, does she have dark or light hair? The way it came, I wasn't sure. So.
She had 2 females that were saying sister.
Yes.
One
That's-
blonde and one
What?
one blonde and one with dark hair.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. So that's what happens. You have a friend, huh? That was like a sister to you. That's why I asked you if you had another sister.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, now I get chills. Now it makes sense. Oh, okay. Whoever's here now, she's like, woo! She's like, all right, I'm here. The party can start or whatever this is. I'm like, woo! You got like this arm thing she's doing. I don't know. She's got like some motion going on. I don't know what. The energy just changed completely once we realized who she was. She said sister, but she said it like sister. What was her name?
Sandy.
Was there any struggle initially?
Anyway.
Any struggle?
Struggle with what?
Anything coming through?
Oh.
No, not really. It was almost instant.
That's one good thing, really, isn't it? What details resonated with you the most?
It was your reading. Sandy.
Yeah, probably my best friend. When he asked me if my sister had dark hair or light hair or dark hair.
And if there was just one.
And if there was just one, and I was like, well, because I only have one sister that I lost recently.
Oh, okay.
And then all of a sudden, while he was talking, it dawned on me that my best friend, that was like my sister, passed away years ago, and she had blonde hair. So that's when I was like,
and was you expecting this to come through?
No, I mean, I hoped, but I wasn't expecting. And he pretty much nailed her personality. Oh, the other thing that was kind of shocking was that he pulled out that I had 3 daughters.
Oh yeah, that was interesting right from the beginning.
Yeah,
It's like 3 girls.
Because he goes, do you have another daughter? With 3 fingers up, and I have 3 daughters. And then when I said that I had 5 kids, he goes, okay, so 3 girls and 2 boys. And then he picked up on that my boys are 16 and a half years apart. So he picked up on that. It was funny because he was saying it one way and I was thinking of it another, because he was saying, is the youngest one a lot younger? But he's a lot younger, but he's a lot younger with the girls. My oldest son is 8.5 years between him and the next one. So when he's saying a lot younger, I'm grouping my son in still with the girls.
That as well.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's
No.
quite
No. Yeah.
interesting to click on as well.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me for this episode of Medium Sized Ego. My hope in sharing with you my process and how I get messages from Spirit and how I share them with other people is so that you can all see that this is obtainable. This is not some magic special gift that only the select few have. That's just not the case. Anybody can do what I do, as long as you keep your ego right-sized and practice. So my hope with sharing this with you is that you heard, saw, or felt something today that opens your mind, opens your heart just a little bit to allow Spirit to work its way in and maybe just for a moment make you believe. But don't trust me. I would never ask you to believe me. Believe your guides. Believe your loved ones. Believe Spirit, because they are working with you every day. They are giving you messages every day. All those times when you get warned that something bad's about to happen, all those times you think of somebody just before they call, all those times that you get that thought, that's not you. That's not dumb luck. That is Spirit.
Saprised.